2 Samuel chapter 3. The war between Saul's royal house and David's royal house lasted a long time. David grew stronger and stronger, but the royal house of Saul grew weaker and weaker. Sons were born to David in Hebron. His first son was Amnon. Amnon's mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. His second son was Kileab. Kileab's mother was Abigail. She was Nabal's widow from Carmel. The third son was Absalom. His mother was Maacah. She was the daughter of Talmai, the king of Geshur. The fourth son was Adonijah. His mother was Haggith. The fifth son was Shephatiah. His mother was Avitar. The sixth son was Ithream. His mother was David's wife, Aglah. Those sons were born to David in Hebron. The fighting continued between David's royal house and Saul's royal house. Abner gained more and more power in the royal house of Saul. While Saul was still alive, he had a concubine named Rizpah. She was the daughter of Aiah. Ishbosheth said to Abner, "Why did you sleep with my father's concubine?" Abner was very angry because of what Ishbosheth said. So Abner answered, "Do you think I'm on your dog's head? Am I on Judah's side? To this day I have been faithful to the loyal house of your father Saul. I've been faithful to his family and friends. I haven't handed you over to David. But now you claim that I have sinned with this woman. I will do for David what the Lord promised him. If I don't, may God punish me greatly. I will take the kingdom away from Saul's loyal house. I will set up the throne of David's kingdom over Israel and Judah. He will rule from Dan all the way to Beersheba." Ishbosheth didn't dare to say another word to Abner. He was much too afraid of him. Then Abner sent a messenger to David to speak for him. They said, "Who will rule over this land? Make a covenant with me, then I will help you bring all the Israelites over to your side." "Good," said David. "I will make a covenant with you, but there's one thing I want you to do. Bring Saul's daughter, Michal, to me. Don't come to see me unless she's with you." Then David sent a messenger to Saul's sons Ishbosheth. He ordered them to say, "Give me my wife Michal. She was promised to me. I paid for her to the price that was demanded. I paid for her with the skins of 100 circumcised Philistines." So Ishbosheth gave the order. He sent men who took the Michal away from her husband Podiah. Podiah was the son of Elish, but her husband followed her to Bahurim. He was crying all the way. Then Abner said to him, "Go back home." So he did. Abner talked with the elders of Israel. He said, "For some time you have wanted to make David your king. Now do it. The Lord made a promise to David." He said, "I will rescue my people Israel from the power of the Philistines. I will also rescue them from all their enemies. I will rescue them through my servant David." Abner also spoke to the people of Benjamin in person. Then he went to Hebron to tell David everything. He told him what Israel and all the people of Benjamin wanted to do. Abner had 20 men with him. They came to David at Hebron. So David prepared a feast for Abner and his men. Then Abner said to David, "Let me go right now. I will gather together all the Israelites for you. After all, you are now my king and master. The people can make a covenant with you, then you can rule over everyone you want to." So David sent Abner away, and he went in peace. Just then David's men and Joab came back from attacking their enemies. They brought with them the large amount of goods they had taken. But Abner wasn't with David in Hebron anymore. That's because David had sent him away, and he had gone in peace. Joab and all the soldiers with him arrived. Then he was told that Abner, the son of Ner, had come to see the king. He was told that the king had sent Abner away. He was also told that Abner had gone in peace. So Joab went to the king. He said, "What have you done? Abner came to you. What did you let him get away? Now he's gone. You know what Abner, the son of Ner, is like. He came to trick you. He wanted to watch you every move. He came to find out everything you were doing." Then Joab left David. He sent messengers to get Abner. They brought Abner back from the well of Shirah. But David didn't know about it. When Abner returned to Hebron, Joab took him to one side. They brought him into an inside room. Joab acted as if he wanted to speak to him in private, but he really wanted to get even with him. That's because Abner had spilled the blood of Joab's brother Asahel. So Joab stabbed Abner in the stomach and he died. Later on, David heard about it. He said, I and the people of my kingdom are not guilty of spilling the blood of Abner, the son of Ner. We are free of blame forever in the sight of the Lord. May Joab and his whole family line be held accountable for spilling Abner's blood. May Joab's family never be without someone who has an open sore or skin disease. May his family never be without someone who has to use a crutch to walk. May his family never be without someone who gets killed by a sword. And may his family never be without someone who doesn't have enough to eat. Joab and his brother Abishai murdered Abner. They did it because he had killed their brother Asahel in the battle at Gibeon. David spoke to Joab and all the people with him. He said, tear your clothes, put on the love clothing people wear when they are sad, mourn when you walk in front of Abner's body. King David himself walked behind it. Abner's body was buried in Hebron. The king wept out loud at Abner's tomb. So did the rest of the people. King David sang a song of sadness over Abner. He said, Should Abner have died as sinful people do? His hands were not tied. His feet were not changed. He died as if he had killed by evil people. All the people mourned over Abner again. Then all of them came and begged David to eat something. They wanted him to eat while it was still day. But David made a promise. He said, I won't taste bread or anything else before the sun goes down. If I do, may God punish me greatly. All the people heard his promise and were pleased. In fact, everything the king did pleased them. So on that day, all the people there and all the Israelites understood. They knew that the king didn't have anything to do with the murder of Abner, the son of Ner. The king spoke to his men. He said, Don't you realize that a great commander has died in Israel today? I'm the anointed king. But today I'm weak. These sons of Zeruiah are too powerful for me. May the Lord pay back the one who killed Abner. May he pay him back for the evil things he has done. 2 Samuel chapter 4. Ishbosheth the son of Saul heard that Abner had died in Hebron. Then he wasn't brave anymore, and all the Israelites became alarmed. Too many in Ishbosheth's army led small fighting groups that attacked their enemies. The names of the men were Abana and Rechab. They were sons of Rimmon from the town of Beroth. Rimmon was from the tribe of Benjamin. Beroth is considered to be part of Benjamin. That's because the people who used to live in Beroth had run away to Kittim. They have lived there as outsiders to these days. And Jonathan, the son of Saul, had a son named Mephibosheth. Both of Mephibosheth's feet were hurt. He was 5 years old when the news that Saul and Jonathan had died came from Jezreel. His nurse picked him up and ran, but as she hurried to get away, he fell down. And that's how his feet were hurt. Rechab and Baanah started out for the house of Ishbosheth. They were the sons of Rimmon from Beroth. They arrived there during the hottest time of the day. Ishbosheth was taking his early afternoon nap. Rechab and his brother Baanah went into the inside part of the house. They acted as if they were going to get some wheat. Instead, they stabbed Ishbosheth in the stomach. Then they slipped away. They had gone into the house while Ishbosheth was lying on his bed in his bedroom. They stabbed him and killed him. Then they cut off his head and took it with them. They traveled all night through the Arabah Valley. They brought the head of the Ishbosheth to King David at Hebron. They said to him, Here's the head of the Ishbosheth, the son of Saul. Saul was your enemy. He often tried to kill you. Today, the Lord has packed back Saul and his family. He has let you get even with them. You are our king and master. And David gave an answer to Rechab and his brother Baanah. They were the sons of Rimmon from Beroth. David said, The Lord has saved me from every trouble. Someone once told me, Saul said, he thought he was bringing me good news, but I grabbed him. I had him put to death in Ziklag. That's the reward I gave him for his news, and that's just as secure as the Lord is alive. Now you evil men have killed a man in his own house. He hadn't done anything wrong. You killed him while he was lying on his own bed. You spilled his blood. So shouldn't I spill your blood? Shouldn't I wipe you off the face of the earth? Then David gave an order to his men. They killed Rechab and Baanah. They cut off their hands and feet. They hung their bodies by the poor in Hebron, but they buried in head of the Ishboshes in Abner's tomb at Hebron.